New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And guess what, guys? The Knicks just beat the Hornets. That's right. The Knicks have won 2 games in a row for the first time in a long time, beating the Hornets 129 to 101. Now, Brandon gives you 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. That boy good. Josh Hart gave you 22 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals playing that defense. Karl-Anthony Towns was playing bully ball with 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. Deuce McBride was efficient, shooting 19 points, having 19 points, 2 steals, and 3 assists. And our captain, Jaylen Brunson, had 33 points on the night. The Knicks defense was astute. They only scored 101 points and forcing 17 turnovers while holding them to 16 points in the second quarter. And this was an easy win in the game that we needed, man. We needed to blow out a team for real. After the Knicks have been struggling with a lot of these bottom-feeding teams for a lot of the time. Even the teams who didn't have high offensive ratings, we struggled against to defend. But today, we proved that we can play the team the way we're supposed to and defeat them mightily and actually have a killer instinct for once. And we're going to talk about the game. First and foremost, before I talk about it, I'm going to introduce you to our guys. It's the Latin Assassin, all right? ESPN contributor, posting and toasting contributor, Bleacher Report contributor, Lee Escobedo. What's good, Lee?
What's good? Today is the day before Thanksgiving, and I am not only thankful for a Knicks win, I'm incredibly thankful for the Nick of Time Show channel. I absolutely love this channel. It's become family. This is my 4th season, y'all, with the KOT show. And this Thanksgiving, I am giving thanks for these 2 gentlemen right here, Ryan G, and especially my main man, my big brother, Jay Ellis. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It is such an honor for me and a highlight of my career. Love you guys.
Appreciate you, man. We love having you here. 4 years, that went fast. That's crazy. Woo. And next, you already know we have the man with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G in the building. The Knicks did what they had to do tonight. They beat a Hornets team that they should beat, which I'm glad they beat them pretty handily as well, 28 points. Now the Knicks are 2-1 in group play, which leads them to a must-win against the Bucks to advance the NBA Cup. And look, the NBA championship is the goal. That is first and foremost. But you know what? I want to win something. Knicks, go get this damn NBA Cup, please, and beat the Bucks on Friday. Let's go.
And really, Ryan, I just don't like the way that the Bucks beat us the first time. I don't like how they made Giannis feel. He's supposed to want to come over here, and for him to beat us, I feel like it left a bad taste in my mouth. So if anything, even if it's not about the cup, it's me looking for revenge. We need to beat them, man. We need revenge on these Bucks. So I'm looking forward to that game on Friday. But we are going to talk about the game today. And today, offensively, the wealth was spread, especially in the first half. We had unlikely heroes, okay? Deuce McBride with 19 points. Josh Hart with 19 points. We had Karl-Anthony Towns not shooting threes, and we had Josh Hart shooting threes. It was all helter-skelter. Everything was backwards, and this was what made today's game interesting. But I really want to start off with Josh Hart, because Josh Hart, for the month of November, has been shooting 41% from 3. Over the last few games, he seems to have taken the defensive assignments personally, having 3 steals today, having multiple stops the other game versus the Nets. Now, I know this team is not the best team. We need to see this against better competition, but all the flack we've given Josh Hart over the years, I have to point out when he's playing well and when he's stepping up on defense. And he has stepped up on defense, and it's helped us blow out a team that we're supposed to beat. But what really surprised me and impressed me about Josh Hart today was just his willingness to shoot the damn three. He was perfect from the 3-point line. There was a time in the game where I'm like, I feel more comfortable Josh Hart shooting a three than I was comfortable Karl-Anthony Towns shooting a three. And that's saying something. So kudos to Josh Hart, who did a really good job pushing the pace. A really good job setting up his teammates with 7 assists, a real good job playing defense, and a really good job doing his best Steph Curry imitation, knocking down those threes. Salute to Josh Hart. I want to get your thoughts on the game too, but I just wanted to shout out Josh Hart. I'll start with Ryan G.
Yeah, man, I know last game we said that was our favorite Josh Hart game. I think this game trumps last game because Josh Hart was definitely on one tonight. The 3-point shooting was absolutely superb. And we've always said this about Josh Hart. If Josh Hart would get a jump shot, that would make him pretty much mandatory in a Knicks rotation because the 3-point shot is the only thing that's missing from his repertoire. He does everything else so well. The only thing he doesn't do well is not shoot. So when he shoots the ball, it makes the Knicks nearly unbeatable because now you have to guard Josh Hart from 3 and you can't cheat off him to guard other players, or double other players. So, when Josh Hart plays like this, it's definitely a masterclass. And overall, I think the Knicks played really well tonight. Offensively, they played well. I've been liking Cat's shot selection as of late because the thing is, when your 3-point shot is not going, you have to find other ways to score. And I think he didn't take a 3-point shot till after his I don't recall if it was his 10th shot attempt or whatever the case may be. I think this is his first 10 or 11 shots was just straight in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do if you're not shooting the ball well from 3, you find other ways to score. So I'm glad to see that Cat is taking that initiative to go into the paint and bully people in the paint and get his baskets that way. And the defense today was superb as well. I think on one play I remember where Trey Man was driving to the basket and 3 different Knicks guarded him on his drive to the basket. The help defense was superb, which forced him into a floater, which he missed. And then I think Yabusele grabbed the rebound off of that. So, the Knicks were just near perfect on both sides of the ball in this game. And, a team again, and when you face a team like the Hornets and you're a good team like the Knicks, you cannot give teams like this any shot of hope in the game, and that's what the Knicks did. They just stepped on their throat and continue to step on their throat, which is what you do to these kind of teams, and beat them pretty well. So, got to give the Knicks their props. They played a really good game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree. And shout out to James Edwards of The Athletic, who reported that Peter Patton was hired as a shooting coach. It was Josh Hart's number 1 recommendation, apparently, based on that reporting. When Mike Brown was hired, he wanted a shooting coach to be added to the staff. I've made this joke before. There's a coach now for every player on the roster, at least with the rotation. And it's worked. I read that he's also shooting 42% for the month of November. That might have even gone up after tonight to 43, 44%. With Josh Hart now no longer as a decoy or someone that you can hedge off of on a 3-point line, the offense is really starting to click. And I love the fact that we're winning all different kinds of ways. We're winning by shooting 53s. We're winning tonight by only shooting 25. As I mentioned off camera before we started, it's just the offense can score in such a variety of ways. I thought even Jordan Clarkson was effective in his minutes off the bench as a bailout bucket. But mostly, I want to comment on what Ryan brought up, which is the defense. The defense is what's going to make this a championship contender. I don't know if we can get to the point to where we finish top 10 by the end of the season. I think that's asking a little bit too much for defensive rating. But if we can finish top 15, 14, I would be really happy. But there's 3 things that give me hope for that. 1, the closeouts. This has been a point of contention really since Jaylen Brunson arrived on the team because he was always a liability himself. But Jaylen Brunson specifically has gotten really good at closing out on shooters. There were multiple shots tonight where they would kind of start and get rhythm, but get back into the game in the second half, where Jalen Brunson's closeouts really made them shoot really bad 3-pointers that didn't lead to long rebounds, and then Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart getting out in transition. So love the closeouts from top to bottom. I also want to shout out Tyler Kolek, whose defense has been exceptional again tonight in the second half. I thought his closeouts were memorable as well. And I mentioned these 2 guys specifically because those 2 and Hart have kind of been our weakest defenders guarding the 3-point line, which is why we've always been at the bottom of the lead in that regard. no longer. Also, the string navigation. Deuce McBride, our best string navigator tonight, again set the tone. Really, our defense was exceptional at the level and on the perimeter. I thought Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart really navigated strings well. It took away a lot of their action they were trying to get into to try to get them downhill with that high pick and roll with LaMelo Ball as a ball handler. We took that away from them, and they scrambled a lot. Really, our defense was so good. The only time that they did score was based on their sheer athleticism, and they just didn't break away and turn something out of nothing, which is, a credit to them and how athletic they are as a big lawn team. Pause. And then most of all is we blew up everything. We blew up the action that happened, as I mentioned, at the top of the tee. We blew up stuff that happened in the mid-range, and Mitch was incredible. That from illness, fully healthy, whatever he had to do, he was blowing up lobs. He was blowing up seals. He was blowing up cuts. I was like, that's the Mitch I need as an anchor with the starters or the bench, because when he's on his game and Deuce is navigating with strings, that leads to a lot of bad shots, a lot of long rebounds, and a lot of turnovers for them. And that means extra points down there in transition for us. So the defense, I thought, was immaculate. It was that we've really cleaned up and paid attention. I'm glad that we're doing practices, which wasn't a point of emphasis under Tom Thibodeau, because I think these practices and this repetition, studying film, is helping us get better at the things that we're weak at, instead of those weaknesses becoming things that can be exploited in the playoffs.
Well said. Listen, there's a few people on this team that can put him up from three. They have a rookie over here, Ryan Kyle Brenner, 44% 3-point. I mean, Con Konupel. I always mess up his name. Knuppel.
He's good.
Knuppel. 40% 3-point shooter.
Yeah,
he really didn't get anything going. Funny enough, I butchered his name. Funny enough, Bridges, right? Bridges has always been a Knick killer. Like, always been a Knick killer. For us holding him to 17 points in the game, to me is kind of a big deal. Almost one of the reasons why I feel like maybe Mitch came off the bench was to go smaller and try to contain them. But 6 for 14, 42% from the field, and shooting and being a negative 25 on the night was a big deal. Josh Hart and Mikal Bridges paying the passing lanes. First of all, Mikal Bridges has been otherworldly defensively. 7 steal game. I feel like he's getting like a block and a steal at least every night. When I was looking at Mikal Bridges' numbers, he's in a 97th percentile in blocks as a wing defender. So he's been otherworldly on that end of the ball. And then Josh Hart is actually starting to play defense now. And when Josh Hart is playing defense, that means you get Josh Hart in what? In transition. All right. So Josh Hart in transition is the best Josh Hart you ever want to see, which contributed to his 19 points in the first half. So I love what you're saying, Lee. The defense really held its own. We just need to keep this up against these better teams. But you got to start somewhere. We can only play the people in front of us. And today it started here with the Hornets, and I'm happy about that. You want to add something?
Yeah, I want to add one more thing that hasn't been touched on. I haven't really seen this touched on a lot anywhere. I think one of the reasons why our offense is looking so good, and also we're not turning the ball over at the rate that we were last year, is that Mike Brown is starting to trust Howard Kolek in the rotation, and Jordan Clarkson's earning his minutes in the rotation. That gives us 2 very good ball handlers in our rotation, to where guys aren't able to blitz us or double us and cause turnovers because guys can't dribble. When the ball was more in either Jaylen Brunson's hands for way too much time, or in OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, Karl-Anthony Towns' hands last season, it led to a lot of turnovers. We were very predictable on offense. So guys should always keep that extra man on the strong side to make sure that they were being doubled when they were in a position where they knew they shot a low percentage shot. Can't do that anymore. Tyler Kolek and Jordan Clarkson aren't only very strong ball handlers, they're very strong playmakers, especially Tyler Kolek, who's an incredible passer. And now that his confidence becoming stronger, the passes are becoming more crisper and a little bit more risky, but he can hit them because he has such a high IQ. So I love the fact that we're getting more ball handling on the court, because that's going to pay dividends in the postseason.
I don't think we were bad. I don't think we were a high turnover team last year, but this season the turnover ratio is definitely better. And I do think you're onto something about the diversity of ball handlers being a reason for that. Trusting McCall to me has been a big thing. McCall's assist percentage is up. I think this is like his highest assist percentage of his career. When I was looking at clean and glassing, it's like 81% assist percentage. Like you said, and you know what? Kolek just came in towards the end of the game. We were still not a high turnover team, but Kolek's passing still, to me, just still pops off the page.
Yeah.
It's still a freaking luxury to have. Like the amount of assists he had today doesn't even compute to the amount of assists he probably should have had if guys actually hit open shots, because he was setting people up freaking beautifully. Mikal Bridges himself, I know Mikal Bridges might get him an extra Christmas present. If Tyler Kolek just keeps finding him in transition like that, the way Mikal's running the floor, he definitely has an elite NBA skill in passing. So I do agree with you there, Lee. I like the diversity of offense, and I think it's helping. Our offense being unpredictable is helping us have lower turnover ratios. And it's kind of weird because you would think we're now a top 5 team in passing. Usually with more passing comes more turnovers. But that hasn't happened for us. I also want to talk about Cat a little bit too. I want to talk about Cat, and I want to talk about threes. All right. Cat has been feasting in the post. And the thing that I like about Cat in the post so far is it seems like he's getting better. Like I remember even last year we were talking about Cat in the post and how he wasn't really that efficient at it. Teams routinely put smaller guys on him. Bridges was guarding Cat for a lot of this game, and we punished them for it. And I don't feel like we've done that in the past. Teams have been able to get away with putting smaller guys on Cat, and we haven't punished them. I felt like they might not never do that again. And here's the thing: when you start to put these smaller players on Cat, and Cat starts to punish them for it, it then is kind of, I feel like teams are gonna be like, all right, my bad. We'll put a center on him again. And then we can get into other actions and picking apart that way. Then we can start getting pick and roll with Cat and Brunson and pick on them that way. Or then we can have Cat stretch the floor and get wide open threes. Like I'm really happy that we're starting to punish these smaller guys more consistently. Even though our 3-point output isn't as high because of it, I just think it's gonna open up the game for us in another way.
Yeah, definitely. Because based on the way Cal was playing early in the season, it did make sense to put a smaller player on him because Cal was mainly on the perimeter. He wasn't in the post as much earlier in the season. So if you have a big man and he's going to stay on the perimeter and take a lot of threes, of course you're going to put a smaller person. You're going to put a smaller player on him because there's no need to put a bigger player on him. He's on the perimeter. He's not punishing in the post. But I'm glad to see that Cat is basically, hit him with the Uno reverse and be like, okay, if you're going to put a smaller player on me, now I'm going to punish him in the post. What that's going to do is, like you said, it's going to force teams to adjust and be like, okay, you know what? We can't keep smaller players on him no more because we have to guard him in the post. He's too powerful in the post. If we put a smaller player on him, he's going to score on them. So now when they switch back to the bigger player now, that's when Cat can be more effective on the perimeter because now with a bigger player on him, he can either, like you said, you can run more action with them with the pick and roll, 2-man game, whatever the case may be. But also at the same time, he can take his man off the dribble because now it's a bigger player. So now he can use his quickness to get to the basket and finish at the rim. Or like you said, it's a bigger player on him now. So now he's going to probably have that space to take open threes and open up his game more. So I'm glad to see Cat adjusted his game and was like, you know what? If you're going to put smaller players on me, I'm going to punish him in the paint.
Yeah, that was a strategy that I think Detroit did really well. Is they would put one of their kind of rangy wings, like Thompson, on Karl-Anthony Towns, and then it takes away the 2-man game between him and Cat. Because why do you want to set a ball screen and now Thompson's on Brunson? Brunson doesn't want that. He doesn't want to have to work harder for a shot. He wants to work easier for a shot. So if you had to put Duren back on Karl-Anthony Towns, now it's barbecue chicken when you get in the pick and roll because Brunson just take out that center wherever it is, right? I'm using him as an example. You can take any 4 or 5 off a dribble and score. So I think that if you punish those mismatches when you have someone smaller, it keeps the defense honest to where, as Jay said, you can find that mismatch elsewhere that whatever that person is trying to hide, or whether they're doing it on purpose, hit away the pick and roll, it leads now to our favor opposed to the other team.
All facts. So I'm really curious to see how he keeps this up. Didn't really shoot well from 3 today. At this point, I think it's mental. At this point, I think it's mental because he's a better shooter than what he's showing. There's a couple of threes I'm like, okay, that's a good 3, but he just straight up clanked them. I think it's still going to come along, but while it's coming along, I do like the diversity. You are a multifaceted player, 3-level scorer. One level is not working, hit those other 2. All right, so liking what I'm seeing from Cat. But I want to move on to something else. All right, I need to talk about this for a second. Jaylen Brunson is a beast, right? He masterclass on how to shred a defense. All right, I don't know how many and ones this man had today, but it was more than I can count. It was getting pitiful at some point. It was kind of like he was toying with these guys. So I just don't understand how you watch Jalen Brunson do what he do and go, you know what we need on this team? Because Jalen Brunson ain't good enough. LaMelo Ball. Can we just leave a LaMelo Ball alone at this time? We have Jalen Brunson, who, yes, he's a small guard. Yes, some people might be like, oh, man, he needs to pass some more. LaMelo Ball's always injured. LaMelo Ball's shot chart is ridiculous. LaMelo Ball doesn't like to play defense. LaMelo Ball's decision-making is out of this world crazy. While you have Jalen Brunson, who's one of the most clutch players in the NBA, one of the most efficient players in the NBA, and even if you feel like, damn, he shouldn't have took that shot, it still goes in. It still absolutely goes in. And I feel like I said this before, and I'll say it this episode too. I feel like Knicks fans are starting to take Jalen Brunson freaking for granted. We spend our lives trying to make trades and look at other teams and think, oh man, I wish we had him on this team. Oh man, I wish we had him on this team. And I agree sometimes. Yes, we want these players and these players on the team. But I think us looking for a championship and us looking at other players is having us kind of downplay one of the greatest Knicks players that we ever had on this team, because it is not easy to find a guy who can in his sleep score 28 points efficiently without thinking. And I think we have to appreciate what he did today, because even if the Hornets hit a bucket or two, we already knew, oh, Jalen Brunson is going to go to his floater and not going to be able to stop him. This game is already over.
Well, I'll say this. Any Knicks fan who wants LaMelo Ball to come to the Knicks to play alongside Jalen Brunson is smoking crack. That's all I'm going to say. They are smoking crack. They are eating peanut butter and crack samples, because I don't understand the logic behind having LaMelo Ball next to Jalen Brunson. Let me ask these Knicks fans a question. Have you ever seen LaMelo Ball play off ball? Because you're gonna have Jalen Brunson on ball. Has LaMelo Ball ever played off ball in Charlotte? Do we even know how that looks like? We don't. LaMelo Ball has the ball in his hand for the majority of the possessions in Charlotte. Bringing in another guy that needs the ball to be effective next to Jalen Brunson just isn't going to work. So that's why I question those Knicks fans' basketball knowledge, because I don't see how. And here's the thing with Knicks fans as well. Some Knicks fans, not all of us, because most of us have sense. Those Knicks fans that clamor for LaMelo Ball, whatever the case may be, those Knicks fans pretty much, their mouth drools every time they see a shiny object that becomes anywhere near available in the trade market. And it just baffles me, because it's like you have to think with some logic and look at the team. There is no way LaMelo Ball would be a better complement to Jalen Brunson than Mikal Bridges in the backcourt. No way he would be a better complement than McBride in the backcourt next to Jalen Brunson. Hell, not even a better complement than Jordan Clarkson in the backcourt next to Brunson. And then on top of that, his decision-making is just ass. Like in tonight's game, for example, it's a broad pick, but I'm going to bring it up right now. The team is down 19 points. He hit a three-pointer on the previous possession. This dude decided to take another deep-ass three, 19 down, taking a heat check three. Why are you taking heat checks down 19 in a game? down 20 in a game. That's not smart. That's not smart basketball. That's not smart thinking. When you're down 19, 20 points in the game, you try to get the best shot available every possession and try to work your way back into a game by playing defense and taking good shots. Why the hell are you taking a heat check down 19, 20 points in the damn game? So I pay those Knicks fans no mind, man. And whenever they see a player become available, they see it as a shiny object and they're like, "Ooh, I want that," like a spoiled brat. Like, come on now, let's be real for a second.
You know, I have a lot of parameters on whether I want to talk ball with somebody or not. And anyone who thinks that LaMelo Ball is a player that should be traded for, to me, is not someone I'm interested in talking ball with, because LaMelo Ball is the most overrated player in the NBA. And the main reason that I make that claim, he does not impact winning. Scott Perry always had really good analysis on why he went after a player or didn't go after a player. I'm not saying that Scott Perry is a paradigm of great basketball management, but I mean, he's a smart veteran who's been around on a championship team as an assistant GM for the Detroit Pistons 04. And I always liked his criticism of Zach LaVine. Ironically, he had to take over a team that had Zach LaVine on it, but he said he never wanted to go after him because look what Zach LaVine was able to accomplish on the teams that he was on. Did he ever make the playoffs as the best player? The answer is no, categorically. LaMelo Ball now in Charlotte has not only never made the playoffs, they never made the play-in. And what is so sad about that, they play in the worst division in the entire NBA in the Southeast, which is historically, at least in the last decade, been absolute ass, with the exception of the Miami Heat, who have really just been mediocre. I know they made 2 finals appearances, but overall, we're not going to call them a serious threat to win a chip. And you can't make the play-in, you play the worst other 4 teams possible of any division, and you can't win enough games against the bottom feeders to make the play-in tournament as the best player on the team, as the point guard, the supposed leader on the floor. That's an absolute embarrassment. To me, LaMelo Ball doesn't make anyone better. He doesn't make himself better. Jay pointed to his shot selection. Ryan pointed to not being able to play off ball or playing defense. I would also say the IQ. He's not a floor raiser or a ceiling raiser. That Charlotte will finally get past this never-ending developmental and rebuilding phase when they finally trade his bum ass somewhere. And I don't know what kind of return they're getting, because the argument's already out on him. Everyone knows what kind of player he is, and it's a losing player.
Yeah, man. It's like after the years of like Peyton, Sessions, Calderon, Douglas, Moutier, Dennis Smith Jr. After the years of all these failed point guards, I'm happy with Jaylen Brunson. I'm happy with having a top 5 point guard in the NBA. I'm happy with top 10 player in the NBA. I'm happy with Jaylen Brunson. I just am. All right. I just am. I definitely got to talk about Deuce. I definitely got to talk about Bridges. Deuce being in the starting lineup. We've been clamoring for him to be in the starting lineup for a while. It's funny, like, he looks like Deuce is getting more comfortable. I feel like he's getting more comfortable than even last year. I'm starting to see his handle improve game to game. Like, even the game before, it was like a filthy crossover he made into a pull-up midi. I was just like, oof, this is nasty. But like, the catch and shoot threes have been severely automatic today, and the defense off ball has always been good. The screen navigation has always been good. Really like Deuce's game, super efficient, 19 points. I'm not even sure if he missed from 3. Did he even miss? Deuce McBride. Let's see.
Perfect. 5 for 5.
5 for 5. Dog. 5 for 5 from 3 is insane. Really, really good game by Deuce McBride.
Listen, man, I've been advocating for him to be the starter 2 seasons now. I like Landry Shamet. I think Landry Shamet's maybe even a better choice because he gives you a little bit more height, but people have always pointed to the fact that you can't win a championship with 2 undersized guards. I get that. History will say you are right for that argument, but I think Deuce plays better than what he actually is. And if those are your 2 guards both playing 40 man tonight, yeah, this was the 80s or the 90s. But Mike Brown and Tom Thibodeau before him have maneuvered with the lineup. Sometimes Bridges at the 2, sometimes Josh Hart's at the 2, sometimes Shamet's at the 2, sometimes Clark's at the 2, and Deuce is at the 3. So it's not like he's playing all of his minutes at the 2 next to Jaylen Brunson playing all of his minutes as the 1. There's a lot of diversity there positionally, and we're in positionalist basketball. So Deuce can be a small forward on a court sharing the lineup with 2 other guards, and you can still have success. Maybe even 3 other guards, Miles Mikal Bridges at the 4. I don't think it hurts you if he's playing 10, 15 minutes of his of his role in the game at the 2-guard spot and the rest at the 1 to 3, you can win basketball that way because he's a knockdown catch and shoot shooter. He shot over 40% from that position or that style of shooting last year, continuing over into this season. And he's our best screen navigator and our best point of attack defender. And that mid-range shot is becoming very reliable. And if you add that to our gamut of 4 or 5 guaranteed go-to shots, listen, man, that's going to help us win a chip this year. Definitely help us win a series. And I like his dogged personality too. He's not afraid of anything. He's one of the guys you can put on someone that's giving you buckets, and he can slow him down a little bit, at least make his life hell by his ability to navigate strings, especially in the pick and roll. So listen, man, Deuce is my guy. It's important to have someone who is naturally developed, drafted and developed in your system, and him and Mitch provide that for us.
Facts.
Yeah, definitely. Deuce had an excellent game tonight, and I agree with everything that Lee said. And I think with Deuce being inserted back into the starting lineup, I do see that the Knicks defense has cleaned up a bit with Deuce in the starting lineup because he, like Lee said, point of attack defense, he's definitely good, and I think that he's definitely helped clean up some of the defensive errors that the Knicks were making. Because if my memory serves me right, the last game that Deuce was out, I believe, was the Orlando game. If my memory served me correct, and that game, Orlando killed the Knicks on the offensive side of the ball. The Knicks could not hold anybody in that Orlando game. And then the 2 games afterwards, although you have to look at the competition as well, the Nets and the Hornets, 2 not very good teams. But at the same time, when Deuce was inserted into that starting lineup, the Knicks defense looked a lot better, and the Knicks defense looked a lot cleaner as well. So Deuce is very impactful on the defensive side of the ball, and I do think, and I do agree with Lee as well, because I said in the past also that Deuce does play a bit bigger than what he actually is. Like, he's a 6'1" guard, but he plays like as if he's like 6'4", 6'5". So sometimes you can't put him on a bigger player, and he will hold that player. The only players he doesn't really hold is like guys who are just outsize him completely, like guys who are like 6'7", 6'8", with like a big wingspan. Like, those guys Deuce can't hold, but guys who are a bit bigger than him, he can do a pretty good defensive job on. So yeah, when Deuce is shooting like this and he's playing defense like this, he's an important player to have on the squad.
And credit to Mike Brown for moving away from a double big lineup with OG Anunoby injured. I think that's the right move. Personally, I think Mitchell Robinson should stay on the bench, because with Yabba Dabba BBL, if he's not going to give you good minutes, if he can't play more than 12 and be highly effective in the 12 that he's playing, then you need Mitch off the bench as the one guy with size. Otherwise, if Mitch is starting, you got no size off the bench. Pause. And having Deuce McBride in the starting lineup mitigates and balances out the rest of your depth. Now you have a couple guys who can play the 1 through 3, and you have one guy who can be your stationary 5 or pair with Cat in some situations, or for a series of plays as a 4-5. Mitchell Robinson on the bench, to me, shores up our defense and allows for better spacing to be truly 5 out to start the game.
I think it just depends on the matchups, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like the Hornets have this weird hybrid 3-4 thing with Bridges, and they're not, they're tall in certain places, but not really the big. So I think he can afford to have Mitchell Robinson come off the bench. I still feel like there's certain teams, like maybe like the Cavs and the Houston Rockets, where I would prefer Mitch to start. Maybe even the Bucks. We'll see. Because like even that Giannis Miles Turner lineup, I don't know, that could be a tricky lineup, especially with OG Anunoby to contend with. I kind of feel like it depends on the matchups to me. But I do see what your point is with the Yabusele minutes and him needing a big next to him to kind of cover up his thing, even though he's kind of been playing better recently. Defensively, I mean, not. I see your point in certain instances.
That's a fair counterpoint. Well articulated. I can't argue with that. You're right. There are some teams that would destroy us on the boards in the first 5 minutes. Now we're fighting back from a deficit. I understand that.
Nah, that's a fact. And also, too, I want to get your thoughts on a philosophical, especially Lee. I have a philosophical question for Lee in particular.
I love these.
Yeah, because you have been the biggest proponent of we need more threes, Cat needs to shoot more threes. Cat needs to shoot more threes. Cat has been cold from 3. Today, we shot the lowest amount of threes we ever have this season at 25. We we had 72 points at halftime, and we only shot 10 threes. So how did you feel about today's game in the 3-point output? Did that bother you? Do you feel like we should adjust it moving forward? Or is this like a case by case basis thing?
No, I don't think that we should shoot less threes for sure. Yeah, it's important to remember who we're playing. This team has been the gutter ever since LaMelo. I mean, they've been the gutter even before LaMelo Ball arrived. So I try not to base like our game plan or schematics against really bad teams. Ryan made a good point. Hornets and the Nets are two of the bottom feeders of the NBA. They're not really someone you can judge as an equal. So this upcoming game against Milwaukee, I think is going to be more interesting. They're a team that guards the perimeter really well. Yeah, they switch almost everything now that they have Miles Turner instead of Brook Lopez. So they're dangerous defensively. But I think we should continue shooting threes because the part of his foundational philosophy for our new offense that involves a lot of motion is crashing out to those corners. So the corners can't just be decoy threats. They need to be real threats, meaning people have to expect us to shoot it if it comes up wide open. And in order to do that, you'd have to take a lot of shots from those two areas. So Mikal Bridges and OG being top of the NBA in percentages and attempts is what's making our offense so effective and what's allowing Cat to get those single-man seals in the paint where we're lobbing it to him for an easy post-up, or Jaylen Brunson having a nice driving lanes to the rim. I don't think we should stop shooting more threes at all. Now, should we take less off the dribble threes? I mean, it kind of depends on who's hot and who's not. The ones that Josh Hart was hitting tonight, I'm all good. If your mindset's and you're confident, bro, keep shooting. But, I think that we've done a really good job of parsing down the shot diet, and getting people into really where they're good in rhythm. Maybe there's a certain area where even Yabu feels comfortable doing a little hezzy and then pull back and shoot. That I'm cool with that, man. This is not the Tom Thibodeau complete freestyle offense. There are some parameters here. As you always argue, there's concepts of an offense. And yeah, I think that the threes are fine at the rate that we're shooting them. We're lucky that we have some elite shooters. That's the debatable part. Is this an elite shooting team? Collectively, I would say no. But the guys that play the most, yes. Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Karl-Anthony Towns, Deuce McBride, Landry Shamet, Jaylen Brunson. To me, all elite shooters.
I think those are people who take most of the threes. I think the problem is really Cat. Cat is the guy who hasn't really been hitting the threes out of that group. I feel like everybody else really has. Or maybe Shamet had like some times, but Shamet's actually picked it up too. He scored 36 points, by the way. So yeah. Ryan G though, what are your thoughts? Because I know you've been like, less threes, please.
Well, you know me, I'm always going to support basketball where chucking up threes is not a part of the strategy. I believe in taking good threes. You know what I mean? Like I believe in taking threes where the man is actually open to take the three. You pass the ball, the guy's wide open, you take the three, or in certain situations off the fast break, if somebody can pull up and get open three, I'm cool with those types of shots. But I'm more of a guy that where when it comes to strategy, I want to go with what's most effective for that game. So like, for example, if we're going against a team and that team has no rim protection, I would rather the Knicks drive into the paint, get easy baskets, try to draw contact and ones, dominate them in the paint. That's that team's weakness.
Yeah.
Dominate them in the paint. If a team has rim protection and that you can't really drive into the paint, to really dominate like that, then yeah, you try to look for open shots and you try to look for open perimeter shots and you take your chances there to take, to try to win the game. So I'm more so a person that believes in you take what the defense gives you. And if the defense has no rim protection, you drive to the basket, you dominate them in the paint, you punish them in the paint until they do something about it, like they did in this game. Or if a team is good at rim protection and you're gonna have they're gonna have to live in the perimeter a bit to win this game, then yeah, that's when you take your 3-point shots and you try to get open threes and see if you can dominate the game in that way. So to me, I'm a strategy game by game person. Like if the situation calls for it, then you do it.
I kind of like the answer, man. The versatility. This game actually, we mollywopped the Hornets, 64 points in the paint. A lot of that has to do with Karl-Anthony Towns. A lot of that has to do with we did have a kind of like a 5-out offense where, listen, the Cat spreads the floor. It's Jaylen Brunson versus a dun one-on-one in the paint. Jaylen Brunson is going to kill him every single time, single coverage. That's what's happening. And then we had a lot of fast break points too, like 20-5 advantage Knicks fast break points. And you know, a lot of these fast break points, sometimes we pass up the layup for the threes. I feel like today we just like, nah, we going straight for the layups. So I think that's where a lot of those paint points came from. So I kind of feel you. Whatever the game calls for, take advantage of the other team's weakest points. I think that's the benefit of having such a versatile team offensively. We have a bunch of 3-level scorers on this team, so take advantage of that.
Nah, keep shooting.
Do I need an ISO between Ryan, J, and Lee? Oh man, keep shooting versus nah, son. Play the game. I'm not son. Play the game. Whatever. I'm not. F them threes, yo.
Hell,
as long as the assists are up, I'm good.
Not yo, Cat, get in the block, man. Get your big body in a block, Cat, man. Man, all these.
I agree with that.
Yeah, yes. See, there we go. Yeah,
it's all about the matchup, man. It's all about the matchup. You know?
Yeah, I have Bridges on me. I'm gonna shoot 10 threes now. Bridges, you going in the basket with this ball. All right, that's the way I see it. Oh man, yo, salute to the chat, y'all. Shout out to Dick Yak, Sherwood, the Orange Knicks fans, Prezi the Boss, the Predicate, Fritz Alessandor, everybody rocking with the KOT show. Robert Parrish, Rondu. Yeah, if you like this show, hit that like and hit the subscribe button. We here after every game talking basketball. People in Twitter land, if you loving this show on Twitter land, I see y'all rocking with us on Twitter. Shout out to you guys. We definitely love your support. If you really, really want to support us and really help us get those subscribers, help us get the subscribers up on YouTube. We try to get to 10K subscribers. I think we gained maybe like 60 or 70 or so in the last month. So help us, man. Help us out and gain these subscribers if you really want to support the KOT show. Also, super chats are welcome. We do have bills. It helps us pay for all these damn subscriptions. So, you know, Phil be having a show where people be coming up. We got to pay for that stuff. So if you want to help donate to help pay for this stuff, we appreciate it because, you know, we don't get a break for this. Man, we doing this for the people. All right. All right, man. So appreciate you guys' support for sure. Anything else you guys want to mention that you say, you know what, Jay, you didn't mention yet? I want to add my 2 cents here.
Shout out Tyler Kolek. I was super high on him last year. After summer league, my high evaporated. I was ready just to dump him just for a salary dump, so we could have that spot open for a veteran potentially before the playoffs. But I think we found our backup point guard. Yeah. He doesn't have to play every game. I mean, right now with OG out, I would play him every game. But I think when we're a fully healthy roster, he can be situational. If we get into a rut and our offenses, we're playing a team with really good defenders, I would put him in there and allow us to actually run some plays with him initiating the top of the key. I think he's a very high IQ player, and the fact that his defense has started to become something that's no longer something that compromises us, that's earning your minutes right there, man. Right? If we didn't put you in a pick and roll action with Cat and defense and be able to keep our other guys to be freelancers and free safeties and OG and Bridges playing the passing lanes, look, man, that makes us really, really dangerous on both sides of the ball. You bring high IQ offensively if you just keep your man in front of him and give effort. Yo, shout out to Predicate, who's been talking up the Tylenol since he was drafted. My man right here. I love that Predicate. Been arguing with him early in the season that Kolek should not play, but I like the minutes he's sharing with Deuce McBride too. It gives him a little bit of insurance there on the back line that if he does get beat, Deuce can switch over or help double or pick up his man off a dribble. But for the most part, Tyler Kolek's been doing really solid on his own on the island. So shout out to Kolek, man. I love having someone who can set up the offense. When Brogdon went down, I was worried about our ability to do that. He's really stepped into that role.
Yeah, definitely. Big up Kolek as well. And it's kind of funny because I watched today's game, and I know last podcast I said that he's been decent defensively, but I kind of have to walk it back now because I'm like, all right, you know what? he gets beat. I think I got confused with the 1 or 2 games he did play decent on defense, and I was like, all right, you know what, Colin, you still need some work. You still need some work on the defense.
I was going to say something, but
yeah, I was like, all right, Colin, you still need a bit of work on the defensive side of the ball. But the thing is, he's not such a negative on the offense that makes him unplayable on the defensive side of the ball, because on offense, I do believe that the ball movement that he provides and his passing ability, and especially on the fast break, passing the ball up to players to get easy baskets, and just half-court offense, keeping the ball moving, and things of that nature. And and like I said, he's a change up to Brunson, which is what I like about him, because Brunson is a score first point guard, and then you bring in a point guard off the bench. That's the complete opposite, pass first point guard. It's I just like that switch up between the 2 point guards on the roster between him and Brunson. But yeah, I think Kolek definitely earned his minutes, and like Release said, what opened my eyes is when Brogdon retired, and I was like, that last preseason game, Kolek needs to show that he wants that, and he wants that role, and he stepped up in that preseason game, and that showed me that the kid has heart. And then when he got his minutes in the regular season, and he started to show out a bit, I was like, you know what, the Knicks wanted to talk about shopping for a point guard, but like I said, the backup point guard is here, and you have to continue to give him minutes, continue to help him grow in his confidence. And I feel like when the playoffs come, he will be a good piece to have on the bench when needed.
Oh man, I do admire his moxie, and it's funny because summer league he looks like a scared puppy, and all of a sudden he just came to life, and it looked like he wasn't scared anymore. And I'm glad he grew up in front of our eyes. And Lee, like, I do agree with, like, he has improved defensively. He has. Like, if you watch defense from him last year versus this year, it's definitely better. I think he walls up in the paint better.
Definitely.
I think that's the biggest thing I've noticed. Like, it's hard to score him in the paint. He's kind of gotten better at kind of being in their airspace without fouling when they're in the paint. He's definitely gotten better fighting over screens for the most part, even though he died on one screen today. But the one thing that the play that did annoy me today, I will say, was the double team when Collin Sexton went baseline and Tyler Kolek just let him pass. Like, you got to use that, like as Clyde would say, you got to use the foul, the out of bounds line as a man. Like, you had him trapped. And all you got to do is stick your foot out right by the out of bounds line, and he would have been trapped, and he didn't do that, and he went right past them. Like, that's something you learn in, like, I don't know, I learned that in like middle school. But I was like, I mean, he's gotten better, so I'm not going to kill the kid, and he's been a really, really, really good plus for us when it comes to a pure point guard running the team and setting up people and inspiring people just to run on fast breaks. All right.
Fair criticism. I will say that Charlotte, the one thing they have a strength of, the same way that I complimented the New Jersey Nets by having solid front court players, that the Charlotte Hornets have pretty solid guards. So yeah, he got cooked by Trey Mann, got cooked by Collin Sexton, cooked by LaMelo Ball. Those are guys that cook everybody. So I'm not going to take this game as a slight and say that he hasn't improved on defense and he hasn't been better on an island. I think overall he has. There are some matchups that don't play to his strengths and play to his weaknesses. This was kind of one of them when he had to guard someone one-on-one. And in the baseline's no excuse. Just watch tape of Landry Shamet and how well he uses the baseline as a defender. But overall, I think Kolek it's not just IQ, it's confidence to be able to guard too. And if he's going to be able to hit his three-point shot and hit guys wide open, I love that outlet pass at Cat, where Cat didn't even have to use his body or worry about an offensive foul. Yeah. It just catch, seal, laid up. It's like, man, those type of shots we haven't had since Isaiah Hartenstein. So listen, rumble, young man, rumble. I'm back in your corner, brother.
No, since Cat, I mean, because Cat usually be throwing those touchdown passes, but now Cat can actually receive a touchdown pass, so that's kind of cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. Get out and run, Cat. Get out and run, young man. All right. Anything else you guys want to mention? Nope. I heard a no. Okay. You know what? Shout out to the KOT show. Shout out to the people in the chat. I actually have some interesting questions to ask that's unrelated to today's game. I just want to pick your guys' brains. Your guys' Knicks basketball brains, because we all Knicks fans here. We all watch different Knicks programs sometimes, or Knicks related programs. I happen to be watching 7 a.m. Brooklyn with our guy Carmelo Anthony, and they asked a few different questions, and I'm just like, I kind of like these kind of questions just to pick our guy's brain, and I want to ask you these questions. All right, now this is interesting because this type of question kind of combines eras. It combines the players from today from the players of yesterday. And I specifically wanted to ask Lee one of these questions because I know he has a certain feeling about one of these players. Okay. But I want to see how his brain thinks when it comes to this question. All right. 1-on-1. All right, 1-on-1 game. Karl-Anthony Towns versus Amar'e Stoudemire. Who's winning 1-on-1?
Easy, Cat. Easy. Cat, easy. Cat, I think, first of all, the size. I think he has a better handle, the ability to shoot a three. If Stoudemire wants to give him a little bit space on the perimeter, Cat's going to drain that three. So you got to play him close up, and then Cat can put the ball on the floor because I like Cat's handle. It's not super strong, but I like it better than Amar'e Stoudemire's handle in that same position. I think Cat is able to score more, either given space or not given space, than Amar'e Stoudemire. Stoudemire, that 15-foot shot, it was a set shot. It wasn't necessarily something that he could juke somebody or cross over and then pull up like Melo. He had to be set, catch, shoot. That's where his strength was 10, 15 feet out. Obviously in the open floor, Stoudemire's going to jam it down Cat's throat, pause. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen in a one-on. That was President the boss. Shout out, President. Tell me I don't need to say pause. I still want. I think Karl-Anthony Towns' bad is a little bit deeper in a one-on-one situation. In open floor, Stoudemire's going to get his 20 points against Cat easily. It maybe even more. But I think one-on-one Cat shooting is what tilts it over in his favor.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of people would say Cat at first thought, but I don't know, yo. Shout out to my people when Knicks land who saw how Amar'e played without Steve Nash for the first time, and he was the center of the offense. And what the hell Amar'e Stoudemire was doing
for 6 months.
For 6 months. For 6 months in isolation, Amar'e in a post was way better than I ever thought he was. Amar'e paid that money to Akeem Olajuwon one summer and even got even crazier in the post to the point where I feel like, his post game is like damn near unstoppable. So I was like, and it's funny, I'm starting to see Cat in the post now, and I feel like he's starting to finally turn a corner. But Amari's post game, I feel like is more polished than Cat's. I don't know. What you think? What you think, Ryan?
It's a tough matchup for me because I do think if you're talking about overall offensive skill set, Cat does have the upper hand in that category, but at the same time, I don't know if Cat would be able to stop Amar'e Stoudemire's athleticism, especially during his prime years in Phoenix. So that'd be a tough one for me.
Chat, I want to hear your answers. I don't see nobody answers. I don't see no answers in the chat.
If I have to lean towards somebody, I am probably leaning towards whoever gets the first shot. Whoever gets the first shot. Honestly, that's who I'm leaning towards.
Oh my god. I think that's the thing is like 5-on-5 basketball, he's taking Cat every time. But 1-on-1 is different. 1-on-1 is different. It's not like you leaking out. It's not like you spreading the floor, somebody setting the pick. It's like, nah, you gotta hold your man out and they gotta hold you. And I don't know if people understand, like Cat is a good player, but I feel like people might underrate Stoudemire 1-on-1. That's why I thought that was an interesting question in general.
Shout out to Predicate who called out Cat's defense. Very true. But let's not act like Amar'e Stoudemire was the defender.
It wasn't.
Ass defender, and maybe the worst rebounding big man I've ever seen in my entire life. Now that wouldn't play that much of a role in ones, but the one thing about ones, after a made shot, when you check the ball. Cat could off the check, pull up and just shoot a three. That's one element that Stoudemire would not be able to do.
It's true. That is true. It's close, man. Dang, I feel like everybody in the chat is scared to answer. No one's saying nothing.
Give me Cat.
I'm just saying, you give Amar'e Stoudemire the ball first. That dude's gonna baptize Cat at least 3-4 times, and during his prime, he's baptized him at least 3-4 times.
For sure. That's true. I ain't gonna argue with that. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, yo.
What else you got, bro? What else you got?
This one was a man. This one is hard too, man. This one is crazy. 1-on-1. We got Latrell Sprewell. And we got J.R. Smith.
Ooh. Ooh.
Who is winning?
Damn.
1-on-1. Latrell Sprewell and J.R. Smith.
Damn. Ooh.
Ooh. I know it hurts.
Wow, that's super tough.
It hurts. Latrell Sprewell, multiple all-star. Defensive instincts up to wazoo. Plays like a dog. Rim runner. Rim rocker. Competitive. Can hit some shots. J.R. Smith, 6th man of the year. Completely be a starter at any other team. And hit crazy shots, yo. 3-point shot. Windmill dunks. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, okay. You see how he is when he plays with 5 people, but 1-on-1, J.R. Smith might be scarier 1-on-1 than he is on a 5-man.
I'm going to go J.R. Smith. I think they're real equal and almost I would give JR slightly better handle, and that's going to come into play. Defensively, I think I'd give Spree the edge, but the ability to hit a tough shot with the defense draped over you, 1-on-1, J.R. Smith. His ability to hit difficult shots. He was born for ones. Like his game just translates to that. And I think that's a slight edge.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I'm leaning slightly towards J.R. Smith as well.
It's tough.
It's tough. Yeah, I'll pick J.R. Smith too. I'm not gonna load you. I'll pick J.R. Smith. I think I picked Amar'e and J.R. I think I picked.
Damn, bro. These are heaters.
Yeah,
man,
these are really heaters.
These are definitely tough ones, right? Yeah,
these are tough. These are actually wanted to wait till like more people were here to debate this, but it was happening. It was in the car. Just like, you know what? I'm gonna just wait. I'll just ask you guys. Do I have another one though?
I hope so.
I don't have like a old and a new one though. I feel like I couldn't really find a good old and new one, but I do feel like there was a time when people were like, who would you take in ones, Houston or Sprewell? I do feel like that was a question for a while.
For sure. I think I would take Houston on that one. The shooting.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things where Houston is a pure shooter, but like Sprewell defensively was a little better.
Mm.
So you don't know how Houston was gonna hold up defensively, but like you can't give Houston no room. You know what I'm saying? You can't give Houston no room. Because when Houston was healthy, it was cash, 50% shooter every single damn time.
I got one. Clarence Weatherspoon or Othello Harrington?
Not the opposite.
Oh man, I'm about to go Clarence. I'm about to go Clarence.
No, I got a real one. All right. Jordan Clarkson or Jamal Crawford?
Ooh.
I'm probably leaning
towards
Jamal.
Crawford. I'm probably going Crawford.
Yeah, probably leaning towards Jamal. Yeah.
Damn. I had Clarkson.
Yeah, Clarkson. I don't know if it's an age thing. Because I've seen Jamal Crawford do some crazy things. I see Crawford.
Hey, I was around for that era.
And Crawford's handle is crazy.
True.
I think it might be the handle. It might just be the handle.
That can be the edge. That was my edge for JR.
But it's like both of those guys were not really super efficient all the time.
Right.
But also both of those guys were like good bad shot shooters.
Yeah.
But I feel like Crawford's handle was just so freaking vicious that he would just take you off guard. But Clarkson, oh man, that's a tough one. That is a tough.
Yeah.
I do like Clarkson though. Shoot, or Jordan Clarkson or Collin Sexton.
Ooh, that's tough too. They were teammates in Utah for a long
I
time.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
I would probably lean towards Clarkson just because of size. Probably lean towards Clarkson.
All
right, I got another one.
Yeah, who you got?
Prime Jeremy Lin, like the height of Lin.
Prime Jeremy Lin.
Oh, Toronto game winner. That Jeremy Lin, or New York Knicks Stephon Marbury.
What? Come on, stop playing.
I'm about to go with Steph.
Come on, stop playing. Stop playing with me, bro.
Chinatown, stand up. Come on, y'all.
Come on. Nah, don't even do that to Steph, bro. Don't disrespect Steph like that. I love Jeremy Lin, bro.
I was never a Lin fan. Never, man.
Facts. Gotta go with Brooklyn. Stephon
Marbury. That is crazy. Jeremy Lin on Stephon Marbury. Are you serious?
Although it is fair to say that New York Knicks Stephon Marbury was probably the worst Marbury of all the different teams that he was on.
But still better than.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But I think that was like his worst career stop. And it was still good. He still made the playoffs.
I feel like if freaking Larry Brown was his coach, he might be a little. I don't know, but he's Steph Marbury was like he was the scoring guard who gave you 8 assists before it got popular. So shout out to Stephon Marbury. Right.
I'm just saying Timberwolves Marbury, Suns Marbury, Nets Marbury, all better than Nets Marbury.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely, yeah.
That's true.
That's why I chose that one. I wasn't saying like prime Marbury, but even still, Nets Marbury better than Lin. I don't know. I never liked Lin Sandy. I never got caught up in it. I was pro Melo.
I wanted Lin and Melo, but
yeah, same here.
I didn't believe in Lin.
Yeah, I can understand for you not. I can understand not believing in Lin, but I at least want to roll the dice. And him not playing and him not suiting up for the Heat pissed me off.
Me too, bro. Me too.
That pissed me off. I was like, damn, you went soft. I was like, he's like, oh, you gotta understand. He wants a contract. He doesn't want to risk getting injured. I'm just like, yeah, but still, you just let the team down like that. That was a soft move.
Exactly. You gotta play that. You gotta play in that game.
Yeah, you gotta play in that game. He's like, oh, it's a contract year. I'm not gonna do it. And he ended up being injury prone anyway. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Marcus Camby or Mitchell Robinson?
Camby.
Marcus Camby.
Camby.
1-on-1? Mitchell Robinson. Let's go. I'm on Mitchell Robinson. I ain't seen Marcus Camby do a sham guard yet, man. I'm picking Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Mitch do got handled in 1-on-1 though. He do got handled in 1-on-1.
Yeah, I feel like off-season Mitch can be off-season Camby, man. I'm not gonna hold you. Even though Camby, Camby is Camby. He's a defensive beast.
RJ Barrett or Danilo Gallinari?
Oh, that's actually a pretty good one.
Thank you, bro. Give me my props. I thought that was a good one.
I'm gonna probably lean towards Danilo Gallinari.
Same.
I was gonna say that was my first instinct, but then I thought about it. I was like, it's 1-on-1. Because I'm thinking because my first instinct is Danilo Gallinari on the Knicks was great. He can actually shoot. That's for one thing. But 1-on-1, RJ might be tough because RJ is just gonna keep driving it down your chest every time, yo. And Danilo can't guard for nothing. And RJ had problems guarding for sure. But I feel like RJ can guard better than Danilo. So I feel like it might be closer than you think. I think I might pick RJ, yo.
I think Gallo could shoot over him though.
Yeah, that's me too. Like I think it's the size of the shooting.
Yeah. The shooting. The mid-range shooting. Cook him. Just post up, turn around, fade away. How do you guard that?
That's true.
I love Gallo.
That's true. I love Gallo too. I didn't want to trade him on the middle trade. I thought we was gonna, you already know, man. I thought we was either going to trade either Gallo or Wilson, and I was heartbroken when we traded both of them. I was heartbroken.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at Gallo though. I'm not mad at that pick because that was my first instinct.
I got one more.
All right.
Eddy Curry, Enes Kanter.
Ooh, that's actually a good one.
Wait, hold on.
I thought about these.
Wait, which Eddy Curry are we talking about?
Knicks Eddy Curry. He was at 20-10 with us.
That's actually a good one because they're pretty much damn same play. Like,
no defense.
Yeah, no defense.
Solid rebounding. Kanter probably better rebounder.
Damn, Eddy Curry was athletic as hell. I almost feel like Kanter. Low key, Kanter might have had like a smoother post game.
You might be right. His post game was elite.
Yeah, I think Kanter's post game was better than Curry's.
Yeah, I'm probably leaning towards Kanter.
Yeah, I think it's Kanter over Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kanter.
That's a good one.
Shumpert versus McCall.
Iman Shumpert versus Josh Hart.
Iman Shumpert versus McCall. Josh Hart.
I feel like Shump's game is also built for one-on-one. I think I might take Shump on that one.
Both of them couldn't really shoot.
Both
of them are like going to the hole all the time. Both of them. I'm gonna go with Shump.
Me too.
I'm gonna go with Shump only because I feel like prime Shump's one-on-one defense clears Josh Hart's one-on-one defense. So I feel like a lot of his scoring is gonna be more on like turning Josh Hart over and dunking. So I'm gonna go with Shump. Those are good ones, man.
Eddy Curry versus Kwame Brown.
Curry would cook him. Come on, bro. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
Damn, yo. Damn. Pix with Timmy says Eddie. Yo, what's good, Pix? It says Eddy Curry was a way better rim defender.
Like,
yes, but way better.
They're both bad.
Yeah, I would say slightly better.
You know what it is? Because Eddy Curry is more athletic naturally. So like he is better because he's more athletic, but it's not like I never felt like he wanted to be a defender, even though he had the tools to be. So it never really like materialized. I don't know. I'm still there.
I got one more.
Yeah.
2004 Penny Hardaway. This is not a joke. 2004 Penny Hardaway or Marcus Morris.
Oh, 2004 Penny. That's the caveat. The 2004 is the caveat.
He cooked in the playoffs.
If it was Orlando Magic Penny Hardaway, they would definitely be.
Yeah, it'd be.
I'm talking about the Knicks.
Yeah.
Marcus Morris was legend. Knicks Marcus Morris was legendary. Bro.
Y'all forget about that. Once Tim Thomas went down and Penny started, check the stats in the game tape. Penny cooked. We still lost every game. Got swept, but he played his ass off.
Yeah, that's rough.
Give me Penny. I love Mook. Give me Penny, man. Old heads remember.
The 2004 Penny. I don't. You know what my problem is? I don't remember that playoff game vividly. That's my problem.
You should watch the tape. It's a fun.
I don't remember the playoff game vividly. So I remember Mook's time with the Knicks.
Yeah, more recent.
More recently than I remember.
Mook was a bucket too.
Yeah, because Mook turned into freaking prime Melo when he got here.
Yeah. He did.
Yeah, and Mook.
Timmy says Mook.
Yeah, and Mook got us OG Anunoby. Thank you, Mook.
He did.
I mean, if you do the science, we traded Mook for a pick, which turned into Manuel quickly, package Manuel quickly.
True.
And RJ Barrett for OG Anunoby. Mook got us OG Anunoby.
The predicate says Penny versus T-Mac is better. No, hell no. T-Mac was
T-Mac.
super watched. He was ultra washed by the time he got here.
Yeah,
T-Mac was not ultra washed. He still had game.
You talk about Knicks. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Knicks. Yeah, Knicks.
Oh, okay. I thought he meant like both of them in their prime. And
No. Knicks T-Mac.
Okay. All right. Then Penny.
Honestly, in their prime, it's pretty close. In their prime. From what I've seen of Penny, I didn't watch him live, but from what I've seen,
Nah, it's T-Mac.
series.
Nah, Penny was a beast, but
no, T-Mac was different, yo.
But prime T-Mac?
I don't know, bro.
Nah, man. Prime T-Mac was Kobe level, bro. Like, it was just injuries.
I don't know about that.
Dog.
I'm not trying to hate. Listen, I'm Kobe to me. T-Mac was never Kobe. Never. No.
I'm not saying he was Kobe. I'm saying I feel like if T-Mac wasn't injured all the time and was actually healthy from season to season, he would be in a top 10 comp. He's possible. He has to get wings though. He would be in the top players conversation for sure.
No, I disagree.
The 9 points in freaking 1 minute, T-Mac was nuts, yo.
Not down the offensive capabilities.
No, I honestly believe if T-Mac was fully healthy for his career, he would easily be top 20 all time.
I agree.
Top 20.
No, I disagree.
Top 20 all time.
Nah, T-Mac was different, bro.
I think it's super close between him and Prime Penny. Prime Penny, unbelievable, man. Y'all selling short on Penny.
I'm not selling on Penny.
T-Mac
was different. That's what I'm saying. I'm not selling short on Penny. T-Mac was different.
You know what it is? It's like Prime Penny's passing was crazy and his 3-point is crazy, but like T-Mac was a scoring freaking dog.
I agree.
Like that killer instinct, I'm killing you one-on-one type of like T-Mac was him, bro. Like T-Mac was that guy.
I think that it is a knock to his overall legacy that they never got out of the first round. Now, I know players that his teammates were injured and some of the rosters were bad in Houston and Orlando. I get that, but never getting out of the first round? Damn, bro. Like, it's not good luck. That's all I'm saying.
I feel you, but it's like, it happens, man. It happens. Like, it happens, man. When Kobe didn't have Shaq, Kobe ain't going nowhere. Kobe needed a team, too.
Nah. Well, okay. Yeah. All right.
I'm just saying. Like, that was a team sport, especially in the 90s. In the 90s, they beat you. They beat you. So if you're a bucket getter in that mid range, they send in 2 or 3 people, and they're challenging your shot and they're elbowing you in the ribs.
Yeah.
All right. It's both of them. So you got to have a good shot and a high pain tolerance together. And if you didn't have both, you were cooked.
Facts.
So that's what I'm saying. T-Mac was different. I don't know, but I like Penny's also different too. Penny was ahead of his time, but T-Mac was different too. He was a different. All right, yo. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I feel like
I could do this shit all night.
Yeah,
this is fun.
Facts.
Man, yeah. Maybe you could think of some more Knicks ones later on for sure. Pick my brain and think about some more Knicks old and new Knicks matchups. All right, but that's the show, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said before, for you guys watching on Twitter, come on over to YouTube, youtube.com/The Nick of Time Show. You can just type in The Nick of Time Show and you'll find us. I'm also just gonna put the link right under the stream on Twitter if you want to find us. All right, so you can just click right here. But yeah, that's the show. Thank you guys for watching. Lee, let them know you can find you, man.
I feel you, Pratt. I'm taking Penny over T-Mac, man. These guys gonna roast me, but I don't care, man. I'm with you, brother. I'm going Penny Hardaway, man. Penny Hardaway, underrated AF. Find me on Twitter at _Lee Escobedo, LEESCOBEDO. And then I hope everyone watching has a very happy Thanksgiving. I've said what I'm thankful for. Jay Ellis, Ryan, the whole KOT crew. I hope that you guys have many things this year that you're thankful for and can list them off more than things you're not thankful for, because this has been a rough year, I think, for everyone who's living in America. It's just been tough. The economy is tough. The government's a joke. Your politicians are a joke. And it's tougher and tougher trying to make a living out here. And I'm thankful that I have enough time and ability and health to be able to podcast with these guys. And I'm not going nowhere. I know a few of you have said about that, but I'm not going nowhere. I'm here to stay on KOT. I love you guys. I love the chat.
Absolutely. All right. Ryan G, let them know they can find you, sir.
You can find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT. You can also find me on Instagram at Sir G is Chillin'.
Sir G is chillin'.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN. And I do have some bruh picks, some Thanksgiving bruh picks before we get off and enjoy our turkey tomorrow.
Okay. Oh,
Bruh.
My first bruh pick goes to the Roommates podcast because I don't know if y'all were watching, but they had Kat and Mikal Bridges on with Jaylen Brunson and Josh Hart, and they were all enjoying dinner together, and it was a pause fest. A whole lot of egregious vernacular was being used during that feast, and there was a lot of AOs and a lot of pauses, and it was just brawl all over.
Bruh.
all right.
That was my first bro pick.
Facts.
My second bro pick goes to P. Diddy because 50 Cent is the king of petty, because this guy clearly said that once P. Diddy went on trial, he was like, I'm going to make a documentary about P. Diddy. And sure enough, this man made a documentary about P. Diddy. It's an executive produced by 50 Cent, and it's supposed to come out on Netflix December 2nd. So P. Diddy continues to catch L's in prison, and 50 Cent continues to be the king of petty of all petties.
He's catching more of an L's in prison.
Oh, come on.
Oh, damn.
And he probably ain't mad about it either. He ain't mad about it.
Oh. Wait, who's that? Oh, my. So it's
Baby
the
oil in the commissary.
Oh, man.
Yo.
He probably do got the baby oil on deck in prison, too. That's the crazy thing about it. He probably do.
That's going to be extra.
Yo, pitch for Timmy. Does Mingus versus Mario Hanadoza?
I'm about to go with my boy Mario.
Mario.
Super Mario will wash Kuzminkas. I'm sorry. All right.
Washed him completely, yo.
You saw what he did to LeBron. All right. Everybody saw what Mario did to LeBron. All right. Stepped over him too, like he was freaking Iverson. All right.
My next bro pick goes to LaMelo Ball because during the game, my man tried to do a fancy one-handed pass and hit Brunson in the face. My man thought it was an N1 mixtape, and it's not the N1 mixtape, my guy. This is the NBA.
Yeah.
Bruh.
That was the N1 mess tape. That's you tried it, though.
And my last bro pick, and I feel like this dude has been in the bro picks for at least 2 or 3 times this season. Vince Williams on the Grizzlies, because in the game against the Pelicans, he was wide open for a 3. He shoots the 3, and it looked like a damn 2K game. My guy went up to take the shot, came back down, and released the ball and hit the ground.
Bruh.
And it resulted in a turnover.
Travel. All right.
And that's all my bro picks.
That concludes our show. All right, yo. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy. Like I said, please hit the like. Please hit subscribe. We here after every game talking Knicks basketball. And you know what? Also, please share, man. Shout out to the people who are sharing on Twitter. I'm seeing you the retweets on Twitter. I definitely appreciate you guys for sharing, and it helps us spread the word. And yeah, just come over here to YouTube and hit that subscribe button and join the KLT family. All right. That is the show. You can find us at the KLT Show on Twitter, Nick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Nick of Time Show on Facebook as well. All right. That is the show. Thank you guys for watching. And as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks streets. That's the show. We out of here.
Peace. Enjoy your turkey day.
Gobble, gobble.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.